everyone, how's it going? It's Steven here. Thought I'd come on here and give a quick little recap, a little wrap up or whatever of NXT Takeover 25. You know, NXT's been something I've watched for a while now. You know, long enough to see guys like Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins, many more walk through the door there, become champions, cement their legacy or whatever. So I thought I'd come on here and cover NXT Takeover 25 as it's a pretty special event. So we opened up the show. We got Roderick Strong versus Matt Riddle. It was a nice hard-hitting, hard-striking mat technician kind of match when you got a guy like Matt Riddle against kind of like a super indie style guy against like Roderick Strong. Matt Riddle, he's just awesome to watch perform his moves, his body length, his lankiness. He's just perfect with the way he performs moves to make them look even more devastating, with the background that he has mixed with his current character or whatever, the bro thing. I just thought, it's pretty cool, and it's pretty awesome to watch him do these moves because he does them so fluidly. He moves in transitions in between moves so well. It's like watching a poetry kind of, watching him wrestle somebody, especially someone as good as Roderick Strong. But yeah, he had the bro kicks, his variation of the Miz kicks, variation of the yes kicks, which I'm pretty sure is probably a variation of somebody, maybe, I don't know, Kenta. They usually go to him for a lot of the Western moves that were popular, like the running knee, the stuff like that. To go to sleep, I'm just assuming it was probably started with Kenta back in the day, or Hideo Itami was his WWE name. But it was incredible back and forth, like I said, submission transitions from him. Like Riddle would get him into a submission and Roderick would work his way out and come back with these forearms and these roaring elbow strikes, and then Riddle would come back with his own strikes, and then he'd get him down on the mat and he'd work him into another submission. And it was just, at the end, it was too much for Roderick Strong, as Riddle picks up and win with a like a sit out, like a kind of look like a Styles Clash. I don't know what exactly you would call it, like a Gotch neutralizer, something like that. Gotch driver, Gotch pile driver. I think he calls that. I don't know. I'm not extremely familiar with Matt Riddle's WWE character, or what they've changed or whatever, what he's calling different moves. Like I think it got the Broplex and stuff like that. But yeah, he picked up the win over Roderick Strong. He's the first member of the Undisputed Era to fall tonight. As we move up to the NXT Tag Team Championship match, it was a ladder match between the Street Profits, Undisputed Era, the Forgotten Sons, and Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan. And let me tell you, this was a fantastic match. It reminded me of the attitude, not the Attitude Era, but the Ruthless Aggression Era. The end of the Attitude Era into the Aggression Era, where we got these amazing TLC matches with Edge and Christian and Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy and the Dudley Boys, and back when they were just starting to revolutionize the way ladder matches and TLC matches happen. And you got these guys, and they're so athletic and they're so agile. They're leaping from ladder to ladder. They're flipping off these ladders, and there are so many broken ladders. And there's Kyle O'Reilly. He got his back injured. I think what I seen kind of somebody tossed the ladder. It kind of went right across his back. I think that's what opened him up. Either that, or it might have been like a suicide dive he took, or not like a suicide dive, or a flop. I think something he did outside to the ring on top of the ladders. I mean, these guys were crazy going back and forth, and you know, much respect to all these teams. And you know, I got a new respect for the Forgotten Sons, who I'm very green and knowing about, as well as you know, the Street Profits. But they also surprised me, and they did a really good job in this match. And they were also, you know, they had a pretty cool entrance as they came down. It was pretty neat. Everybody else had a pretty regular entrance, but these guys, I don't know if they come out from the crowd all the time. They certainly didn't when we seen them up at Altoona, when we seen a house show, NXT show. So, like I said, so many broken ladders, and you know, it's like Kyle O'Reilly got his back injured on this one, and it was just one of those matches that really made you feel like it was back in the day when anything went, you know, it seemed like. And the Street Profits pick up a win, and they're your new NXT Tag Team Championships in an awesome moment, because, you know, when we did go down to Altoona to see NXT, you know, these Street Profit guys, they were just hitting the scene. They really weren't even on the main roster yet, as far as I know, unless I'm misspeaking, but as far as I knew, that these guys were just on the scenes. They were just doing house shows and stuff like that. So we seen them from the jump make their way into NXT, and you know, I might have fallen back a little bit on my NXT viewing with all the wrestling there is to keep up with. It's just an insane amount of sitting in front of a screen. You know, sometimes you like to pull yourself away, but and then you miss stuff like this. You know, I miss watching NXT weekly, but I figure I'd like to cover this, and hopefully if everything goes well with this, we'll see how about covering it weekly again or something. I don't know, but we'll see. I'd like to cover a couple of different things, but I definitely feel like in my life that NXT is one of those things I've not really forgotten about, but kind of put to the back burner, but I like to keep up with it. So next up, we move to a dream match. We got the current generation versus the older generation. The Order's class, as you were, you know. We got the Velveteen Dream versus a returning Tyler Breeze. Velveteen Dream with a, you know, he's just an awesome wrestler. We see him as Pat at Wrestling Under the Stars. Awesome to see Tyler Breeze back, with a little bit of a revamped look, new haircut. The crowd was really split. They were really vocal. They welcomed Tyler Breeze back. You know, I heard through the grapevine, through the sheets, that Tyler Breeze blew his eardrum out. That's insane. It was actually great to see Tyler do his special moves. I'd almost forgotten he was more than, you know, a cog in a storytelling wheel. You know, I kind of actually forgot he was really, really good as a wrestler. It almost pains me to say that, but it, you know, I mean, we've seen how great he was with the Fashion Police, with, you know, with Fandango. He did great with that. You know, you throw this guy a lemon, he's going to make lemonade with it. But I like to see this side of Tyler Breeze. And it was a great match. But Velveteen Dream picks up the win here. I hope to see these guys go back at it again as they, you know, celebrate in the ring. Little mutual show of respect with a selfie. As we move on to the next match, which is Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai. They basically were saying about how Shirai has this huge following in Japan, where her native homeland, and you know, she has an illustrious career there. And then it goes on to tell about how dominant Shayna was as a champion, and she's been women's champion for, well, quite some time now, and she's one of them dominant forces. You know, it's kind of almost like you'd like to see her versus a Nyla Rose, you know, but Shayna Baszler basically has the move set that I expect Ronda Rousey to have. This ruthless, you know, I have a background in mixed martial arts, you know, the Matt Riddle type. I'm going to take you down to the mat, I'm going to choke you out, I'm going to submit you, but I can also stand up and pound you into submission as well, you know. There was some nice joint manipulation done by Shayna to Io as Shayna was focusing in on the elbow, or not the elbow but the shoulder, and she was really like grinding in there, and she focused a lot of her attack on the elbow, excuse me, the shoulder. And she actually did moves that made sense to target this shoulder the whole match, and you know, she just laser focused, and you don't really see that a lot, because I don't know if things fall to the wayside, but she really showed that she knows how to pick apart a body part. Io's really, really good. This is really like the first time I seen her wrestle one-on-one. I really need to go back and watch some stuff from the Mae Young Classics and stuff like that. But she's really good. She hit the Tiger Feet kick, which is like a 619 in tribute to Rey Mysterio. Then she did like a beautiful, beautiful moonsault with perfect formation to the outside. You know, I guess that's why they call her the Genius of the Sky. But they're fighting here. They're going out. They're having this excellent match, and here comes the Horsewomen. And then Candice LeRae comes out and attacks them. You know, she's got a friend in Candice LeRae to finally have somebody to have her back when these Horsewomen come out. You know, that's one of the things, aside from being a dominant force in the ring and as a champion, she also has these other Horsewomen to back her up. But in a submission kind of like thing, like a transitional sequence, it was back and forth, and then Shayna Baszler had basically gotten Io in her submission move and topped her out. Pardon me. But after that, Io attacked Shayna with a kendo stick and left her a heap in the ring. So I don't know, like, maybe the next time we see these ladies wrestle, it might be no disqualification. I'd take a shot at saying that. But we move on to the NXT Championship match, which is Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole. Baby. I just had on here that I had seen somebody mention that, oh, well, this was before Dean parted ways with the WWE. They were saying that Dean wasn't gonna leave WWE because of Renee Young, and I had said there's people who are in the WWE who have significant others on the independent scene or All Elite, and it wasn't crossing in my mind who it was. But yeah, you know, you got Renee, who's still in the company, dating Jon Moxley, but you got also Adam Cole, who's dating Britt Baker, who was at NXT Takeover, throwing a little bit of shade on Stephanie here. So I don't really think that matters. You know, oh, I'm in this company, but my significant other wrestles indies. I don't know if that stuff matters anymore or not. I don't know, but it seems like it shouldn't. But anyways, well, yeah, you also see that with Andrade Cien Almas and Charlotte, Seth Rollins, and Becky Lynch. I really don't think anybody should tell somebody they can't date somebody within the company or outside the company. That's neither here nor there. But Adam Cole came out with Wrestle and Flow from YouTube. That was really cool to see. Wrestle and Flow makes different hip-hop style raps or remixes of entrance themes, and he's really good at that, obviously, because he's on WWE, you know, showing his platform. It's a platform for his showcasing of his skills to everybody, you know, the whole NXT universe. But he's really good. You should look him up on YouTube. Wrestle and Flow. And then Gargano, of course, had the Captain Marvel outfit, which is really cool. He must have got a big inspiration from Andy Harner. Excuse me, not Andy Harner, Eddie Hedder. Serious Business, Andy Hedder. But he's always coming out with different Marvel-inspired gear. The last time, I guess, in the 2 out of 3 Falls matches, he was donned in the Iron Man outfit, but I hope that doesn't change when he goes to the main roster. I hope at least on special occasions we see him be able to bring this awesome gear out and show the, you know, WWE universe or whatever a new side or a different outfit. You know, who's he going to cosplay as next? Not cosplay, but, you know, who's going to inspire him next? Which comic book character is going to inspire his latest gear for the next pay-per-view match? You know, just like we did with Finn Balor, who at one point in time had different variations of the demon. Now it seems like it's always just one, but we had seen it come full circle as, you know, him just starting out with a little bit, and then it got more and more and more. And then, you know, we seen Jack the Ripper, we seen kind of like Texas Chainsaw. No, it was different depending on where he was, but hopefully we get to see that as well with Gargano if he goes to the main roster. This was basically your dream indie match. It played out like a action movie you want to go back and watch time after time. It was a really good match, and I don't want this to go on too much further, but yeah, this is definitely one you should go back and watch. Adam Cole picks up the win. He's the new NXT champion. Congratulations there. But he's the only one that it seemed like stood tall out of the Undisputed Era, so we'll see just you know, how the Undisputed Era will move forward from this, and what's next for Johnny Gargano. Is he going to go to the main roster, or what's going on? All in all, it was a pretty good event. I enjoyed it. I definitely go back and watch it again. They have a collection of NXT Takeover events in a playlist on WWE Network. I think I'm going to give that a whirl one of these days here when I got some spare time, when I'm not watching other wrestling. I'm watching this wrestling, I watch wrestling. When I'm not watching wrestling, I'm going to watch some more wrestling. So, anyways, I thank you guys for watching. NXT Takeover 25 was a great event. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably rate it about an 8 out of 10. Go out and watch All Elite. Go out and watch NXT. Go out and watch your local independents. Go out and watch Deathmatch. Go out and watch wrestling. Support wrestling. Support it all. And while you support, just remember, we're Smart Mark Alley, and we decide who gets over.